Hi, Alterra. This is Mickey Hernandez from Cultural Outreach, and we are continuing our video tutorial series focusing on branding, specifically about Instagram. So, in the last video, it was a little bit more lengthy. I went over a few different case studies of what a really nice Instagram profile looks like from four different companies, and we talked about what they had in common in terms of their profile bio, any hashtags that they listed in their profile, and then also how they just had a really good understanding of who they were as a company visually. And we're going to dive into creating a look by, again, looking at some more case studies and getting you in the mindset of really translating what you do in a visual form that can be used for digital marketing. So, a few examples I have pulled up. I went ahead and found a lot that were targeted towards the Latina market. So this first one, Hija de tu madre, is for a jacket brand. So it's a product of clothing that has kind of a life of its own. And the reason why I wanted to show this to you is just that you can take any idea or any concept and it can become its own brand. So if we take a look at all of the posts, they are all related to this jacket company. But you find that the colors are very bright. It has a lot of different types of people in the ads. And it's a really clean look that has a little bit of an edge or a personality that's unique to the brand. So this is a fun look that they've chosen. So some elements I want to point out is the use of video and text at the same time, showcasing a lot of artwork, things that are visually enticing, and you can tell that the photos that they're using are staged or they are planned photo shoots. So I wanted to point this out as just an example of something that people are doing on Instagram is that it's very much become this editorial kind of thing. Now I want to show you a different example that is common amongst the youth, and those are memes. So this is Mitu, which is a media company that targets towards Latino and Latina or Latinx millennials. And this is all about kind of that viral quality. So rather than being visually enticing, it's all about creating content that's like really fun or funny or shoots you in the face with a tweet or a meme. And a meme is basically a mix of like a photo and then a layer of text. And it's typically a joke or something that is sent around as like a funny viral hit. So this is another style that is possible. Now, the only thing about this style is it works for a company like Mitu because they're all about media. Now, when it comes to your brand, if it's something that kind of borderlines that fine line of, is it personal, professional, this might not be the best route to go if you are representing your company. But if you want to kind of have an alter ego that really showcases, if you're like a really hilarious person and you keep up with, viral videos and memes, then this is a look that you could definitely go for and you could easily gain followers. But just be mindful that with content like this, it's a little more casual. You'll definitely want to speak with compliance about it because this does kind of border that line of it can come across as unprofessional if you have a whole meme page. But who knows? Humor might be something that interests you. And so I would definitely, if this kind of look or aesthetic calls out to you, I would explore that and then talk to your compliance people to see their thoughts on whether this is something that you can, mention the company at all, or if it's best if it's completely personal. So yeah, I just want to make that distinction between the two different styles of a more curated look versus something that's more kind of viral heavy, or the goal is to be viral. And then a few more examples. Here's Latina Magazine. This is great because this kind of just shows a day in the life of whatever their features are. It's not as many kind of staged photos like we saw in the first one, but it's pulling, video content from TV shows that are coming out. But a lot of it's behind the scenes. A lot of it is just normal photos. So I think that this is probably the best example for you to think about in terms of getting your start on Instagram. Is you don't have to look like a fashion blogger. You don't have to look like a meme thread. You can have it be really candid and just, you out and about in your neighborhood at different restaurants, visiting, new kind of happening spots. Say if you do a lot of your clients are in a more urban setting, check out the different spots that are opening up in your neighborhood. If there's a community event going on, take photos at that event and start to build a catalog of pictures that you can have that you can post. And so as you can see, this kind of look, I would say, for Latina Magazine is it's a very authentic, candid style. So I just want you to know that you don't have to go out there and become this professional photo editor. You just have to go out there and take photos and think about it as documenting, a day in the life of you. I'm going to show you a couple more examples of some more looks. Again, this is kind of more of like a blogger take on it, whereas the first one I showed really was about that jacket. This is specifically about a blogger. So another term that is used a lot in digital marketing now is influencers. And I would recommend when you create your account, start following different influencers that are going to be similar to what your audience is going to look at. So, this is a blogger. She has a very cool kind of look, and it's just for building context of what are people looking at on Instagram. And then finally, this is a brand blog or a brand Instagram account called Bise. And this is a very clear mission. Our mission is to broaden and reshape the cultural narrative by shining light on the untold stories that reflect today's America. So this is all about storytelling, through video, through photos, and having that cultural tie. And so this is a really good page to look at. As you can see, their aesthetic or their look is a little more muted in color. It's not as bright as some of the other ones that we've seen, but it's cohesive. And that is the one thing that you can tell between all of these, is that if you scroll through, they have a very cohesive look. So just something to think about as you are starting to build a brand. The best possible way that you're going to create an audience and build one online is knowing what that look and what that aesthetic is. So if you find a passion for photography and kind of setting up these type of things, then you might have a very curated look. If you want to go the viral route, and kind of use your sense of humor, you can definitely do that. Or if you want to be more story driven and have it be really more about the videos and the stories behind your clients, as opposed to needing a very like pop, bright aesthetic, this is an option as well. Or you can always go super candid like we see here, which I think is common for a lot of people starting out, just because it is a lot easier. You take a photo, you post it. And the main thing you want to remember is that it's a quality lighting, good quality pixel, It doesn't have to be the perfect frame, but it just has to be a good photo, something that you would be proud to post online. So these are just a few different styles to kind of think about in terms of what you personally connect with. A lot of you might be thinking, I just want whatever is easiest. So I would recommend starting off by just taking photos at all events with your clients, at any networking conferences. Just start taking those photos so you can build a catalog. So then when you're ready to start your account, you have a backlog of pictures that you can start posting on a regular basis. All right. So that's in terms of the look of Instagram. And then we'll get into, just kind of more broad topics over the next couple of weeks. And then we'll really dive into step by step how to create an account, how to create a hashtag, and things like that. But first, we want you to have a really good understanding of kind of what it means to build a brand. And then that way you're ready to go. All right. Thanks.